Welcome, the anointed ones. Funny how the man who tried to bury you is now losing sleep because he cannot figure out your glow. He saw your silence and mistook it for pure weakness. He did not realize he was dealing with a quiet storm. My dear chosen woman, listen very closely to me right now. This message is not for everyone. If your spirit is not awakened, you can click away. But if you know you carry a heavy mantle, then stay right here. Because today I am exposing exactly why your mere presence triggers the demons inside your manipulators. I will reveal the 7 things that happen when a man hurts a chosen woman. Do not let this play in the background. Your future self is begging you to stay locked in and listen. You are about to uncover the exact spiritual justice that heaven is executing on your behalf. You have been feeling incredibly heavy lately. Your physical body is exhausted. You might be waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning with a strange pressure in your chest. The Matrix wants you to believe you are just stressed or broken. Society tells you to go find a distraction, but you know deep down that something profound is shifting around you. This is a divinely orchestrated phase. It is an absolute truth that you are undergoing a massive spiritual purification. You gave your pure angelic light to a man who only operated in the shadows. You poured your golden energy into his empty vessel because you thought your love could fix him. You wanted to heal his deep wounds, but he was never meant to be your final destination. He was a spiritual crucible designed to forge your iron boundaries. You were too forgiving, and he took your divine kindness for granted. He thought he could consume your energy and leave you empty. But the universe keeps a perfect record of every tear you shed in secret. When a man hurts a chosen woman, he does not just hurt a human being. He strikes at the very apple of the divine eye. He literally touches the anointed. And heaven does not take that lightly. You stepped away and pulled your energy back. You stopped being his emotional dumping ground. And now the atmosphere around him is collapsing. He is starting to feel the severe lack of your spiritual protection. He thought his life was successful because of his own cleverness. He did not realize your aura was the only thing keeping his demons at bay. The autopilot society will tell you that you lost a relationship. But the spirit reveals that you dropped a heavy parasite. You threw off a spiritual weight that was dragging you down. You are not grieving a loss. You are feeling the shockwaves of an aggressive divine alignment. Your soul is literally recalibrating to a much higher frequency. The man who caused your pain was actually used as an instrument for your awakening, but his role in your timeline is officially over. He cannot follow you into this glorious new chapter. You belong to a completely different spiritual bloodline. You are a living judgment to his fake reality. And your absolute silence is currently his biggest nightmare. It is tearing down the walls of his fragile ego. Every single time he tries to replace you, he will fail miserably. He is searching for a cheap copy of a divine masterpiece. He will never find another frequency like yours because you are incredibly rare. You are the chosen woman. You are the quiet observer who finally saw behind his mask. The sudden clarity you possess right now is a direct gift from the ultimate healer. It is not overthinking, it is heightened spiritual discernment. You are seeing everything for exactly what it is. The universe orchestrated this entire separation to protect your destiny. Heaven saw the hidden traps he was setting for your future, so the divine hand violently pulled you out of his toxic orbit. It hurts because the extraction was abrupt and brutal. But you must understand that this isolation is your ultimate protection. You are being hidden away in the spiritual realm so you can heal properly. You are being prepared for a massive elevation in your life. The pain you feel is just the weakness leaving your spirit. Do not doubt your intuition for a single second. Stay with me until the very end of this broadcast. I am going to give you a powerful spoken decree that seals your victory forever. But right now we must look at what is happening behind the scenes. We must examine the unseen realm. The spiritual warfare he started is now turning completely against him. Get ready to witness the undeniable power of divine justice. Your vindication is already written in the stars. Let us dive into the very first thing that happens in the spiritual realm. When a man breaks the heart of a chosen woman, he instantly initiates his own downfall. He thinks he won the game because he walked away or manipulated the situation to make himself look good. But heaven was actually using his betrayal to remove a toxic veil from your eyes. The universe forced his mask to slip. The intense pain you felt was not a punishment from the divine. It was an emergency extraction orchestrated by heaven because you were pouring your sacred energy into a black hole, and the divine had to aggressively cut that cord before he drained you completely. You were left in isolation, but isolation is the absolute strongest form of spiritual protection. Now look at his reality since you stopped reaching out. Your profound silence is starting to suffocate his arrogant ego. He expected you to chase him and beg for his worthless validation while he sat back and enjoyed the show. Toxic men feed on your emotional reactions. They need your tears to feel powerful. But instead of crying, you gave him the terrifying quiet of a grandmaster. He is checking his phone and wondering why his usual tricks are failing to get a reaction. Your refusal to participate in his low-vibration drama is breaking his mind. He cannot comprehend how a woman who loved him so deeply can suddenly become so utterly unreachable and cold. It is because you did not just walk away physically. You completely withdrew your spiritual covering from his life. Without your glowing aura wrapping around him, he is fully exposed to his own demons. The universe is stripping away the unearned blessings he enjoyed while he was attached to your high frequency. Things will start going wrong for him in strange and unexpected ways. Business deals might fall through, or his fake friends will turn their backs when he needs them. He is losing his artificial luck. He will slowly realize that his success was actually fueled by your golden energy. You were the lucky charm he recklessly threw into the fire. And heaven does not tolerate the abuse of its anointed daughters under any circumstances. The spiritual scales are violently balancing themselves right now. He is stepping into a season of deep confusion and relentless spiritual drought because he discarded his greatest blessing. You must stop looking back at the illusion of who you thought he was. He was never the prince you painted him to be in your beautiful mind. Your heart projected its own magnificent light onto a completely hollow shell while he happily took all the credit. You fell in love with your own reflection, shining off his empty surface. The ultimate healer is demanding that you take your crown back today. But there is something crucial you need to understand about why this happened to you. There is a deeply hidden habit you have been carrying for years. It is a subtle spiritual blocker that practically invites these manipulators into your sacred space without you even noticing. You have been doing this completely unconsciously for a very long time, and it acts like a beacon for men who want to drain your precious light. I am going to reveal exactly what this dangerous habit is in just a moment, and once you identify it, you will permanently seal your energy field against these emotional vampires forever. But first, we must look at the second massive consequence hitting his life, because his panic is only just beginning to take root in his dark reality. Your absolute silence is about to become his personal psychological prison. Every time he tries to fill the void you left, he will feel an overwhelming emptiness. The universe is making sure he remembers the exact flavor of the divine grace he carelessly threw away. He is haunted by the peace he only ever felt in your presence. The spiritual withdrawal he is experiencing is absolutely ruthless, and he brought every single bit of it upon himself. He thought you were weak because you loved him so gently and forgave him so many times. He mistook your angelic patience for a lack of boundaries. But heaven is showing him the devastating wrath of a chosen woman. You do not even have to lift a single finger to destroy him. Your mere absence is doing all the heavy lifting. Stay perfectly still and watch the divine justice unfold. Your energy is a very rare currency in this dark and corrupted world. Never again will you offer it at a discount to someone who cannot even afford the entry fee. The Matrix wants you to lower your standards and settle for toxic crumbs. But you are a child of a royal lineage with a massive destiny, and royalty does not negotiate with thieves who try to steal their sacred peace. Let that sink in. The second thing that happens is a devastating reality check for his ego. He is finally realizing that your pure kindness was never naivety. It was always controlled access to a highly protected spiritual realm. He assumed your angelic patience meant you were weak and easily manipulated, while in reality you were silently observing every single lie he told. Your kindness was a test, and he failed it miserably. Now that your access is completely revoked, his energy is rapidly plummeting. He feels an undeniable exhaustion because he is no longer feeding off your divine spark. You were the battery that kept his artificial life running so smoothly. The spiritual parasite has been permanently detached from its glorious host, and the sudden drop in his vibration is causing absolute chaos in his daily life. He is desperately gasping for the high-frequency air he used to breathe around you. I promise to reveal the hidden blocker you have been carrying for years. This is the subtle habit that acts as a magnet for these toxic manipulators. It is your deep spiritual urge to over-explain your boundaries to people who intentionally misunderstand you, because you carry the immense light of a generational curse breaker. You look at their dark souls and you only see their potential. You think your love can fix their deep spiritual voids. But this false sense of responsibility is exactly what drains your sacred power. You are not a rehabilitation center for men who refuse to do their own inner work. Heaven gave you that brilliant light to illuminate your own royal path. The universe is demanding that you stop sacrificing your divine energy for people who offer nothing but confusion, while your true tribe is desperately waiting for your leadership. You must set an ion boundary today. Now let us return to the reality of the man who hurt you. He thought he was the master manipulator who had complete control over the situation. He believed he was playing a clever game of chess with your emotions, but he did not realize you had already seen all his moves and decided to leave the board entirely. Your sudden and absolute silence has completely flipped the script on his delusions. You are the true grandmaster. He goes out searching for the same unconditional warmth and brilliant spiritual insight. He tries to find your unique frequency in other women to numb his pain, but every single replacement he finds feels incredibly hollow and intensely disappointing to his soul. The autopilot society cannot replicate the divine aura of a chosen woman. He is comparing cheap glass to a flawless diamond, and the realization of his monumental mistake is driving him insane. You are watching the spiritual scales balance themselves in real time. The divine justice you prayed for is actively working behind the scenes. By making this public declaration, you are telling the universe that you fully accept your royal inheritance, and you will no longer accept anything less than divine alignment. If this resonates with your spirit, let me know you are here. Type 777 in the comments below to confirm this energy. You are not just a survivor of his toxic manipulation. You are the quiet storm that heaven sent to expose his deeply hidden flaws. The anointed ones do not need to seek revenge against their enemies, because the ultimate punishment is simply allowing those enemies to live without your brilliant light. When you walk away, you take the blessing of heaven with you. He is now living in the cold shadows he created. But you might be thinking this is the end of his spiritual consequence. You might believe he will just eventually move on and forget about your impact. There is a second layer to this divine judgment that he cannot escape, a deeply hidden truth that his fragile ego is absolutely terrified to admit. Stay locked in, because what I am about to expose in the next few minutes will completely change how you view his fake confidence. This is the exact moment his entire fake empire starts to crumble. The universe is stripping away his illusions one by one. You do not need to check his social media to see his downfall. Your only job is to protect your beautiful energy and remain in the peaceful stillness while heaven works diligently to dismantle the toxic kingdom he tried to build. The spirit is fighting this battle on your behalf right now. Take a deep breath. You are totally vindicated. We are now entering the third massive consequence. This is the hidden truth his fragile ego is absolutely terrified to admit. I told you there was a second layer to his divine judgment. It is the complete exposure of his true face to the world. When you were with him, your brilliant light actually acted as a camouflage for his deep darkness. People saw your pure aura and assumed he was a good man by association. But the moment you removed your golden energy, his protective shield completely vanished. Now everyone around him is starting to see the toxic reality he tried so desperately to hide. His fake charm is no longer working on the people he needs to manipulate. The universe is stripping away his clever disguises. His kingdom of lies is collapsing right before his very eyes, and he knows exactly why this is happening. He realizes he did not just lose a beautiful woman, he lost the only authentic spiritual covering he ever had. That brings us to the fourth devastating thing that happens when he hurts the anointed. The pain he intentionally inflicted on your pure heart does not just disappear into thin air. It boomerangs right back into his own reality with terrifying precision. Heaven operates on an absolute law of spiritual return. Every single tear you cried in secret was collected by the divine. Every night you spent agonizing over his cruel words became a massive spiritual debt attached to his soul. He thought he got away with his toxic behavior because you stayed quiet. He mistook your powerful silence for a lack of defense. But your silence was actually the loudest alarm you could possibly trigger in the spiritual realm. You did not need to fight him physically or argue with his endless manipulations. Heaven stepped in and took over the entire battle on your behalf. Now he is drowning in a deep spiritual warfare that he cannot understand. He feels a constant heavy pressure on his mind. His days are filled with an unexplainable anxiety that follows him everywhere he goes. He is a prisoner inside his own toxic mind. He might try to post happy pictures online to prove he is doing fine. He desperately wants you and the entire world to think he is winning. He surrounds himself with superficial people to distract from the massive void in his chest. But you are a grand master who sees right through that pathetic illusion. You know his soul is completely bankrupt. He is bleeding out spiritually while pretending to be whole. The universe is making an absolute mockery of his fake confidence. You are his living judgment. Just your existence on this earth is a constant reminder of the majestic grace he threw away. Every time someone mentions your name, he feels a sharp sting of deep regret. He is haunted by the undeniable fact that he ruined the best thing heaven ever sent him. The narcissist cannot survive without a pure source of light to feed on, and his primary supply has completely cut him off. He is literally starving in the spiritual realm. Let that beautiful reality sink deep into your spirit right now. Take a deep breath and feel the immense weight lifting off your tired shoulders. You survived the brutal crucible and emerged as an untouchable force of nature. Your enemies are currently in a state of silent panic. But to fully step into this glorious new chapter, you must first break a hidden chain. There is an invisible contract you unknowingly signed with the dark side. Coming up in just a moment, I will reveal this unseen agreement that is actively blocking your ultimate timeline. It sounds exactly like pure faith, but it actually functions as a very heavy ceiling over your destiny. You must stay locked in to hear this critical revelation, because once you break this hidden contract, the floodgates of heaven will violently open for you. The Matrix does not want you to know this secret. You are the breakthrough prophet meant to shatter these ancient curses. You carry a prophetic code in your veins that absolutely terrifies the kingdom of darkness. In the next few minutes, you will understand why your rare bloodline made you such a massive target for his toxic manipulation. You will finally see the divine strategy behind your current isolation, and you will realize exactly why heaven is aggressively forcing you to stand alone right now. I promise to reveal the invisible contract you have been living under for years. It is the dangerous belief that your divine purpose is to constantly fix broken men. You thought saving his toxic soul was your ultimate spiritual assignment from heaven. But this savior complex was actually a trap set by the Matrix to violently drain your light. You must break this heavy ceiling today. You are a queen and absolutely not a rehabilitation center. You carry a massive prophetic code flowing right through your sacred veins. This rare bloodline makes you a terrifying threat to the kingdom of darkness. You are the breakthrough prophet, sent to change generations and shatter ancient curses. You were absolutely never meant to be a stepping stone for an ungrateful narcissist. Your brilliant light is exclusively reserved for a divine kingdom. The ultimate healer is elevating your path. This brings us to the fifth undeniable consequence hitting his dark reality. He is frantically trying to replace your exact energetic signature in the world. He goes out desperately searching for another chosen woman to feed his fragile ego. He thinks he can just swipe right and find another quiet observer to manipulate. But he is quickly learning a devastating lesson about your rare spiritual currency. He is failing miserably. Every new woman he meets feels incredibly shallow to his starving spirit. They cannot offer the deep prophetic insight you provided so freely and unconditionally. He tries to plug his toxic energy into their low vibration connections, but the power grid completely fails because he lost his main source of divine light. He is sitting in the dark, surrounded by cheap imitations, and he absolutely hates it. He thought his life was successful purely because of his own clever intellect. He proudly paraded around wearing the beautiful piece that you secretly provided for him. But heaven simply pulled the plug on his unearned spiritual luxury. Now he is pacing the floor at night, wondering why his mind is racing with anxiety. The Grand Master always watches the board from a throne of majestic silence. You already knew his empire was built on sand. You are a flawless diamond, he recklessly threw into the muddy water. He is now forced to collect shiny pieces of broken glass just to feel something. He will smile broadly for the cameras and pretend his new life is absolutely perfect. But behind closed doors, he is suffocating in a painfully mundane existence. His soul remembers the glorious heights he reached when he was standing next to you. This is exactly why your silence is the most lethal weapon in your arsenal. You do not need to text him or seek petty human revenge against his lies. The universe is actively punishing him by letting him live his mediocre life without your grace. When you remove your high frequency from his orbit, he instantly drops back down to his base level. And his base level is pure, unadulterated misery. He is secretly mourning the massive loss of his unearned spiritual protection, but you are gathering all your scattered energy and calling it back home. You are no longer bleeding out for a man who proudly refused to heal himself. The divine hand is wrapping a heavy cloak of protection around your tired shoulders. You are stepping fully into your royal inheritance with absolute power. You are untouchable. You might feel like you are totally alone in this brutal healing journey. The autopilot society will tell you to quickly move on and find someone else. But you are the remnant who refuses to settle for a basic human connection. Your soul demands a divine alignment that scares ordinary people away. This temporary loneliness is a sacred boundary keeping the wolves out of your glorious kingdom. Do not rush this beautiful process. Take a deep breath and feel your massive worth settling into your bones right now. The heavy pressure in your chest is finally starting to crack and completely dissolve. You are not losing your mind over this separation. You are undergoing a sacred alignment that requires your complete submission. But there is a specific reason why this intense purification had to happen so suddenly. The universe had to aggressively push you into this highly uncomfortable isolation. You are going through a heavy spiritual recalibration that is preparing your vessel for massive blessings. In the next few minutes, I will explain the exact meaning behind this sudden heaviness in the past 72 hours. You will finally understand why heaven had to forcibly separate you from his toxic matrix. Stay focused and stay right here. Let us uncover the exact meaning behind this sudden heaviness. In the past 72 hours, you have been waking up at 3 in the morning with a racing heart. The autopilot society will tell you it is just stress or bad sleep, but the spirit reveals it is a profound, divine calibration. You are shedding a massive spiritual weight. You did not lose a relationship with that man. You literally dropped a heavy parasite that was feeding on your radiant light. The Matrix wants you to mourn this ending, like a normal heartbreak. But heaven is demanding that you celebrate your sudden liberation. You are undergoing a sacred purification that requires absolute stillness. He was never operating on your high frequency. Your soul is currently recalibrating because it is finally free from his toxic interference. The exhaustion you feel is just your physical body recovering from intense spiritual warfare. You were constantly fighting off his dark energy without even realizing it. The battle is finally over. This leads us to the sixth devastating consequence that strikes his reality. As your energy purifies and rises higher, his life becomes completely stagnant. The universe has officially cut off his access to your divine flow of abundance. He is now forced to survive on his own incredibly low vibration, and he is struggling terribly. You are resting in the peaceful protection of the divine realm, but he is wandering through a spiritual desert with absolutely no water in sight. He realizes that the glorious luck he used to enjoy was completely tied to your presence. The doors that used to open effortlessly for him are now violently slamming in his face. Heaven is drawing a massive boundary line in the sand today. You are the chosen woman who carries the sacred blueprint for a new generation. You cannot drag a dead weight into your promised land. The universe orchestrated this painful separation because your next level requires extreme purity. He simply could not survive in your new atmosphere. This massive shift in your atmosphere is a direct confirmation of your royal lineage. You might feel totally misunderstood by your own family and friends right now. They cannot comprehend why you are acting so distant and quiet. But you are not cold. You are simply setting an ion boundary around your newly awakened soul. Your angelic smile is returning slowly but surely. The heavy mantle you carry is no longer a burden, but a massive crown of authority. You are the anointed ones who hold the power to shift entire rooms just by walking in. He is terrified of the incredible woman you are becoming in his absence. He knows he completely missed his chance. While you are building an impenetrable fortress, he is watching his sandcastle wash away. He tries to steal energy from the autopilot society, but it leaves him starving. He remembers the rich and fulfilling banquet you provided for him every single day. The contrast between his current reality and your glowing peace is agonizing to him. Do not look back at the burning bridge he destroyed. Every time you feel the urge to check on his miserable life, you must pause, take a deep breath, and immediately pull your precious energy back into your own chest. Your silence is starving his fragile ego and feeding your glorious destiny. You are a living judgment walking the earth. But there is a final layer to this divine retribution that you absolutely must hear. The seventh consequence is the ultimate blow to his dark kingdom. It is the final spiritual judgment that heaven is preparing to drop on his head. When this happens, he will be completely trapped inside his own panic. Stay perfectly still and listen. You are about to witness the most spectacular display of divine justice. The universe is putting the final pieces of his downfall together right now. The pain you endured was simply the crucible that forged your ultimate weapon. In the next few moments, the spiritual scales will permanently tip in your favor. Prepare your royal spirit. You do not need to lift a finger to secure your absolute victory. Heaven is actively fighting this war on your behalf while you rest in quiet confidence. The Grandmaster never panics when the opponent makes a foolish move. You simply watch the board and wait for the inevitable checkmate, and that glorious checkmate is rapidly approaching. We have arrived at the final and most devastating consequence. This is the seventh spiritual blow that heaven is dealing to the man who broke your heart. It is the ultimate divine retribution. He is now completely trapped inside the prison of his own toxic mind. And because the universe has officially sealed the doors of his escape, he cannot run from this heavy judgment. The pain he intentionally caused you has multiplied and crashed down upon his own head. He thought he could casually walk away and leave you in pieces while he moved on with his life. But heaven operates with terrifying precision when it comes to the chosen woman. He is currently drowning in a sea of absolute panic, and he has absolutely no idea how to stop the sinking. He tries to distract himself with new people and loud noises, but the moment the room gets quiet, his thoughts become completely unbearable. Your face haunts his memories because you were the only real thing he ever had. The Matrix cannot offer him any comfort right now. He is suffocating in the dark reality he built with his own 2 hands. You did not have to say a single angry word to destroy him. You simply took your golden energy and walked right out the door, and your absolute absence became the loudest thunder in his crumbling spiritual realm. He is terrified because he finally realizes he played toxic games with a living judgment. He struck the anointed ones, and now he must pay the ultimate price. Every single lie he told is being exposed to the brilliant light. The people he manipulated are starting to see the ugly truth behind his charming mask. His kingdom of illusions is violently burning to the ground while you watch from a safe distance. The Grandmaster does not need to intervene when the opponent is busy defeating himself. You are completely vindicated. This is the absolute peak of your spiritual authority. You are no longer a victim crying over a man who could not appreciate your profound depth. You are a massive force of nature stepping fully into your royal power. Heaven used his bitter betrayal as the final crucible to burn away your lingering doubts. You have emerged from the fire as an untouchable queen. He looks at you from afar and feels an overwhelming sense of dread. He sees your angelic smile returning, and it absolutely crushes his fragile ego. He desperately wanted to break you so he could feel powerful in his miserable life. But instead he accidentally awakened a sleeping giant. The universe is throwing his monumental failure right in his face every single day. The spiritual scales are permanently locked in your absolute favor. You do not owe him forgiveness, and you certainly do not owe him any closure. Let him sit in the agonizing confusion of his own tragic making. The ultimate healer has already closed that dark chapter of your life forever. You are moving forward with a massive crown of authority on your head. This is exactly why your rare bloodline is so fiercely protected. The universe simply does not allow toxic parasites to feed on its most precious daughters indefinitely. The moment he crossed the line, he signed his own spiritual death warrant. His energy is rapidly declining while your frequency is soaring to magnificent new heights. You are glowing with divine power. Do you feel that incredible surge of peace washing over you right now? That is the heavy mantle of leadership finally settling onto your tired shoulders. You survived the darkest spiritual warfare, and you won the entire battle through pure silence. He is left sweeping up the ashes of his ruined life. The divine hand has completely removed him from your glorious timeline. The Matrix wants to convince you that the wicked always win. Society tells you that men like him simply move on without facing any real consequences. But that is a complete lie designed to keep you feeling weak and powerless. The spirit reveals that his internal torment is worse than any physical punishment. He is living in a personalized hell while you walk in heaven. You are the seventh seal of his dark destiny. You were the final test he was given, and he failed it with spectacular arrogance. Now he must watch you receive all the blessings he desperately wishes he could claim. He is forced to witness your massive elevation from the cold and bitter shadows. Your massive success is the greatest revenge you could ever achieve. Take a deep breath and let this ultimate vindication fill your lungs. You are exactly where the universe wants you to be. He is completely irrelevant to your brilliant future. The storm has passed and you are standing victorious on the spiritual battlefield. But to sustain this magnificent level of authority, you must understand how to protect your newly claimed territory. Now that you have witnessed this ultimate divine vindication, we must talk about your next steps. How do you move in this totally new frequency? This requires a completely different level of stewardship from you, because the universe has cleared the battlefield. But you must firmly hold the line to protect your newly claimed territory. The very first rule of your new royal reality is absolute silence. You must maintain this powerful stillness without a single compromise. He might try to reach out when his panic reaches a breaking point. He will look for a tiny crack in your armor to steal a drop of your light, but you must keep that iron door tightly locked. Do not check his social media or ask mutual friends how he is doing. Searching for proof of his misery will only tie an invisible cord back to his dark energy. You do not need to witness his daily struggles because the spirit has already confirmed his downfall. Your brilliant future requires your complete and undivided attention today. The Matrix will tell you to seek petty revenge or demand a verbal apology. The autopilot society loves drama and toxic confrontations, but the chosen ones do not stoop to the level of common manipulators. Seeking physical revenge will immediately drag your high frequency back down into the mud with him, so you must remain elevated. Let heaven handle the heavy lifting while you focus purely on your healing. Human revenge is incredibly cheap compared to divine justice. The universe is already orchestrating a flawless punishment that fits his exact crimes. Your only job is to protect your beautiful peace and let the ultimate healer finish the work. Moving forward, your boundaries must be made of impenetrable steel. You can no longer afford to give people the benefit of the doubt when your intuition screams danger. The quiet observer inside you already knows who belongs in your life. When someone shows you their toxic mask, you must believe them the very first time. You are the lost child of a royal family stepping into your true inheritance. This massive power requires extreme responsibility and sharp discernment. You cannot invite low-vibration energy into a sacred castle. The universe is actively preparing a massive table of abundance for you, but you must ensure there are no thieves sitting at it. Every single time you enforce a boundary, you are casting a vote for your divine destiny. It might feel uncomfortable at first because you are so used to accommodating broken people, but that old version of you died in the spiritual fire. You are now walking the earth as a living judgment and a beacon of pure light. He thought he broke you, but he actually just broke the shell that was hiding your wings. Your angelic smile is no longer a sign of naive submission. It is a terrifying warning to anyone who tries to cross your sacred boundaries. You have mastered the art of walking away without a single word of explanation. From this moment on, you no longer explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Your profound silence is your absolute fortress. When the enemy tries to whisper doubts into your mind, you must immediately recognize the attack. You simply brush it off because you know exactly who the divine creator made you to be. You are the Grand Master standing confidently in the center of the board. The heavy spiritual mantle on your shoulders is a glorious badge of honor. You survived the intense isolation and you passed the ultimate test. Heaven is deeply proud of the immense strength you showed during the darkest hours of your painful journey. The pain is permanently gone and the brilliant light has fully returned. But to sustain this level of authority in a noisy world, you need more than just awareness. You need a massive shift in your daily energetic habits, because your new frequency is about to attract incredibly powerful blessings that require a strong vessel. Your spiritual armor is completely polished and perfectly fitted for the battles ahead. You have reclaimed every single drop of golden energy that he tried to steal from you. The universe is watching your majestic rise with absolute joy. You are the chosen woman who successfully turned a brutal betrayal into a monumental victory. This magnificent power you now hold is not just for your own healing. You have completely mastered the brutal storms of your past. You are standing on the highest peak of your spiritual mountain. But the universe did not give you this brilliant light just so you could hide it away. You are the chosen woman with a massive generational assignment. You are a blazing lighthouse positioned right in the middle of a dark ocean. There are thousands of other chosen souls currently drowning in the exact same toxic matrix you just escaped. They are desperately crying out for a lifeline in the middle of their silent battles. And your radical awakening is the exact key to their ultimate liberation. Heaven placed you in that fiery furnace so you could learn how to defeat the flames. You survived the intense manipulation so you could teach others how to break their own heavy chains. Your painful journey was actually a divine training ground for your ultimate mission. You are the breakthrough prophet meant to lead your people out of the shadows. The spiritual warfare you just won was never just about you and that broken man. It was a massive cosmic setup to activate your dormant royal bloodline. The kingdom of darkness tried to bury your immense potential under a mountain of toxic lies and confusion. But heaven intervened and violently pulled you out of the dirt so you could bloom. You have endured the harshest tests, and you passed with absolute flying colors. The spiritual crucible is officially over, and the universe now has a binding spiritual obligation to release your massive rewards. You have suffered enough in silence while toxic people stole your precious energy. It is time for the divine scales to tip in your favor. You are entirely worthy of every single blessing that is rushing toward your timeline right now. But stepping into this grand destiny requires a physical action to anchor your newly found spiritual authority. You must send a clear and undeniable signal to the universe that you are finally ready. You must declare that you accept this heavy mantle. Your presence here today is a direct divine appointment. You were divinely appointed to receive this exact prophetic message at this exact second in time. The Spirit led you to this specific frequency so you could finally unlock your hidden arsenal. You are a natural leader who must now take your rightful place on the royal throne. We are building an impenetrable fortress of light that the enemy cannot ever breach, and your unique golden energy is a vital pillar in this magnificent divine structure. Every single chosen soul who wakes up makes our collective frequency exponentially stronger. You hold a crucial piece of the puzzle that the dark matrix desperately fears. That is exactly why the enemy tried so incredibly hard to keep you isolated and depressed. He knew that if you ever realized your true worth, you would become an unstoppable force of nature. But his pathetic plan failed miserably because heaven is always 10 steps ahead. You broke the toxic illusion and reclaimed your beautiful sovereign mind. Now you have a grand responsibility to help pull the remaining lost children out of the deep mud. The universe is asking you to step up and boldly claim your divine assignment. You are no longer the wounded healer constantly bleeding on the people you try to save. You are the untouchable queen extending a royal hand to her beautiful tribe. Support this ministry today through the Super Thanks button below this video. Release your divine seed into this fertile spiritual ground to unlock the heavens over your own life. Every single seed you plant turns into a blazing light that fights the encroaching darkness. Your generous action directly funds the rescue of another beautiful soul. When you exchange your energy in this sacred space, you are activating a massive law of divine return. You are telling the universe that you operate from a place of absolute endless abundance. You are rejecting the poverty mindset that the toxic matrix tried to force upon you. Your seed is a powerful weapon that shatters the chains of lack forever. Whether you release a seed today or simply share this message, you are deeply valued. The most important thing is that you recognize the massive power vibrating inside your chest. You are a living judgment to the wicked. Let that absolute truth resonate through your entire being today. You have stepped completely out of the cold shadows and into the glorious sun. Your enemies are shrinking while your magnificent destiny expands in every direction. Prepare your physical vessel because the floodgates of heaven are bursting open for you. We must now seal this incredible victory. The enemy will always try to sneak back in to steal your newly found confidence because he desperately wants to test the strong boundaries you just built around your heart. But you must absolutely not let him break your powerful spiritual seal. You have played the wounded healer for him long enough. That toxic cycle of massive sacrifice officially ends today. It is time for you to step onto your glorious throne as an untouchable force of nature. From this exact moment forward, you no longer have to chase justice, and you will never again demand apologies from someone committed to misunderstanding you. The universe will automatically make him pay the ultimate price for his betrayals. You are entirely protected from his dark energy forever. He cannot ever reach your high frequency again. Now, I need you to perform a physical action to permanently lock this divine frequency. Place your right hand gently over your heart, right wherever you are standing. Take a deep breath and prepare to speak this powerful decree out loud. Your voice carries the exact spiritual vibration needed to shatter ancient chains, while your pure heart sets a brand new standard for your glorious future. You are sealing your absolute victory today. Speak these sacred words with absolute and unwavering authority into the atmosphere. I reclaim my golden aura and my highly protected boundaries. My profound silence is my ultimate fortress against all human manipulation. No low frequency can ever attach to my royal destiny again, because I am the chosen woman and I am totally free from his toxic matrix. Let those powerful words sink deep into your magnificent spirit right now. The universe has officially registered your bold declaration of complete independence. You have drawn an iron line in the sand that no narcissist can ever cross again. The heavy spiritual gates are now permanently closed to his chaotic energy, and you are finally resting in perfect divine safety, away from his madness. Hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of other awakened souls. Type 777 in the comments below to confirm this beautiful divine energy. When you declare it publicly, you are boldly telling the kingdom of darkness that you are fully aware of your royal identity. You are stepping fully into your royal power and locking the heavy door securely behind you. Do not let the Matrix convince you that you are alone in this fierce battle. We are building an unbreakable tribe of grandmasters who see right through every single illusion. Your angelic smile is your massive shield, and your quiet silence is the absolute weapon you use to completely disarm your enemies. You have passed the ultimate test with flying colors. The intense spiritual warfare is finally over. He will spend the rest of his mundane life desperately searching for your unique light. He will try to find your divine spark in incredibly shallow places and empty people, but he will only find cold and bitter shadows, because heaven has completely hidden you from his view and securely locked you inside a divine fortress. You are walking into a season of massive abundance and relentless peace. The healer has restored you. Keep your beautiful head held extremely high as you gracefully walk away from his ruins. You absolutely do not owe anyone a single explanation for your sudden massive evolution. You are the seventh seal, and your magnificent destiny is securely written in the stars. Let the wicked drown in their own bitter confusion, while you effortlessly elevate to the highest peak of your spiritual mountain. Every single tear you cried has been permanently transformed into a brilliant diamond. You are the richest spirit in the entire room wherever you decide to go. Protect your beautiful energy and never lower your magnificent standards for a broken man again. Heaven is fiercely guarding your next steps, and the angels are lighting your glorious path so you can walk forward without any fear. You are entirely untouchable. Your absolute vindication is completely finalized in the unseen realm today. The divine justice you prayed for so desperately is now your permanent living reality. Rest your tired mind tonight and know that the Grandmaster is always in complete and total control. You are fiercely loved and incredibly powerful beyond human measure. The entire universe truly honors the heavy sacrifices you made in secret. I will continue to speak these massive prophetic truths into your glorious life every single week. Make sure you stay intimately connected to this high-frequency community. Your beautiful journey of absolute sovereignty has really only just begun. Go out and boldly conquer the dark world with your radiant light, because you are the chosen woman and your time has finally come.